Hello everyone, welcome to my guide for Maito Gai in Super Naruto Clash of Ninja 4. Gai is a rushdown tank. His general game plan is to smack the opponent in the face, get the knockdown, and keep going or try to hit the charged r.BY key. Anyone who loves running up to the opponent and pressing buttons, or just loves him in the manga or the anime will enjoy playing him. He has the second most health in the game, making him able to take more hits and play with his own meter more. His combo damage is quite high even without opening the game. Here's a throw example. Speaking of the gate, he has it as an invisible reversal super that also makes him do more damage. Here's a TOD to Naruto. He has the fastest 5B in the game, which is great for his rushdown gameplay and interrupting opponent's moves. He has a great 4B for both defense and offense, which gives him a really unique Oki game with a charge 4B. With the lack of projectiles and some important but stubby normals, his range is not good. His strings are pretty unsafe in general, making his block pressure weak and easily punched if the strings go further on block, whiff, or K and J. 5B is the fastest high jab in the game with above average range. This move will make you win a lot of situations. 5B or 5BB on block and hit can set up for a tick throw. Or sometimes you can do more 5BB to catch the opponent mashing. It is actually so fast that it can interrupt some characters' moves and strings, and even guarantee a punish on LK and J if you are really fast. Even if you're not fast enough for the guaranteed LK and J punish, a lot of people like to mash after LK and J, so turnaround 5B will always beat that. When they want to block, that's when you do the turnaround throw. Also, obviously being this fast of a move with good range, it's great for whiff punishing moves. Sidestep BB will actually give it a lot of hits if the opponent tries to do something. However, people know that Gai players love to mash 5B. The main way to counter that is a fast high crush move, like a lot of characters 2B. This is when Gai's 5A comes to use. It's acted like a second jab for him. 5A is a mid and is as fast as the slowest 5B in the game, so it's not all that slow. It leads into the same strings as Gai's 5B. While not as fast as 5B, it's better for back-turned opponents because it turns them around most of the time. And yeah, I said most of the time because sometimes these turnaround moves can be buggy and not do so. But be careful when using it after your LK and J because its range isn't too good. Well, not as good as 5B, that is. And it will whiff a lot if you do this right after your LK and J without moving. Also, being a mid, it's better for landing opponents because even though the high crush of the landing is now removed, A lot of time they still low profiles high jabs. Generally speaking, in neutral you want to use 5A when you anticipate 5B to miss. Otherwise the speed and range of 5B is going to help you a lot more. 5BB or 5AB, the second jab I mean, is a move that you can't really avoid using because it's not really easy to hit confirm a single 5B or 5A. However, the range on this tiny little jab is abysmal, that it's almost never going to win after a clash, and it'll even whiff after the first jab is blocked. The only good thing about this move is that the recovery of the move is pretty decent, and it can continue the string on whiff. So it's not the end of the world if this move misses. 5BBB and 5BBA are just as important if you get past the second jab on block. 5BBB, this third punch on me, is a high jab that can be punished by 5B on block. But you can continue the string to beat the punish attempt. The only string you're going to do after is 5BBBB, which is also Gai's AB. Launches a normal hit. And on blocking you can continue with both B and A to try to escape. Though both punishable. Both 5BBA and 5BBB6A are extremely unsafe on block. This is 5BBA, never use this. 5BBA is not even worth doing in combos, even though you can super cancel the move. Unless you're trying to earn style points. This move should only ever come out when you're mashing too carelessly and miss input, which Gai players tend to do a lot. 5BBA is a mid-upper kick that is extremely unsafe on block by itself, and anything after that move are punishable. So when the opponent blocks this move, they can just wait and see if you continue the string and punish accordingly. If you don't continue the string, they still have plenty of time to recognize that and punish the 5BBA because the recovery is so damn long. The value of this move after 5BB is blocked comes from that it's a mid. People will try to do a fast high crush like 2B after 5BB is blocked to stop Gai from continuing his stagger pressure. If you anticipate that, you can do 5BBAY to launch them immediately. If it's blocked, you just have to eat the punish, but you can try to escape by varying the timing of the follow-up to make it harder for the opponent to punish or even catch them off guard sometimes. Something like this. The follow-ups you can do are 5BBAAB and 5BBAAA. The uppercut of 5BBAA on its own is extremely unsafe, so you would want to continue the string. It has a hitbox in the back, so if the opponent KJs after 5BBA, the delayed uppercut may catch the opponent off guard. If it whiffs, the only thing you can do after is 5BAAB, which is slightly easier to punish than 5BBAAA. But both unsafe. Both definitely punishable if the opponent is sharp enough. Speaking of those area follow-ups, we should talk about them for a bit. 5BB AAB and 5BB AAA. The final hits of those strings are the same move as 8BB and ABA. When AB whiffs, you have no follow-ups, so you'll most definitely get punished. 8BB is the jumpy dive kick that is not as useful in the combo, but you may follow up by a Y cancelling move and turn around 5A or 5B. ABA is one of the most important juggle tools for Gai because it leads into pretty much everything near the wall, including his supers. AB on its own can be served as an M tier, especially on backturn opponent. But keep in mind that it's really unsafe on whip and also punchable on block with follow-ups. 6B is a lunge with decent range. It's unsafe to 5B on block, but it has the same follow-ups as 5BB. Its best use is probably for backturn opponent because it causes a stagger on hit, and you can follow up with 6BB and 6A. Both are quite decent options. Or maybe you can even get a cheeky throw. It covers the range on backturn opponent that 5A can't, but obviously it's not as fast as 5A. 4B is the other one of Gai's signature moves. People remember Gai for his 5B and 4B. As a normal defensive 4B, the startup and block duration combined are decent, especially when it has block duration in both the charging and lunging animation. Range on this move is great for a 4B, and it has combo follow-ups, so it's decent at stopping the opponent from mashing block strings. Unblock itself is unsafe to 5B, but you have 4BA to make it safe block, and even high crush the opponent's punish attempt, or just 4BB, which is faster. It has the 5BBAA follow-up. What makes this 4B truly stands out from others is the charged version. It guard breaks with guaranteed follow-up combos, which makes Gai's Oki really deadly, or it may even catch sleeping opponents. It's not always easy to time it, especially online, but it's still a scary option to have. To deal with it as the waking up opponent, you gotta vary your wake up options, such as tech rolling sometimes but not always, delay roll with different directions, neutral wake up and sidestep, and also wake up kick and 4B. Wake up kick is probably the best out of all options right now because charge 4B has reduced guard frames on the launch animation, and even if the Gai player times it well, it'll only hit the opponent instead of guard breaking. 4B is also pretty decent, but keep in mind that if Gai times it perfectly, it can guard crush the opponent's 4B startup. Sometimes if the opponent seemingly rolls the back of Gai, then you can release the 4B, for whatever reason, you'll turn around and hit the opponent. As the Gai player, ideally you gotta practice the charge 4B on all wake up options and try to react accordingly, and also practice on different buffer, because the timing makes quite a big difference. Honestly, I'm not really good at it either, but when I actually got it, it's a huge reward that you don't want to miss out on. It gives a full combo that leads into super. Get it once and you pretty much win the round. 2B is a slow low stomp. It has the same follow-ups as 4B. I don't use this move much, but it's a low crush, and it can be used as an anti-K&J or sidestep catching. But 2B lows, you might as well use the faster 5A, and for anti-K&J, Gai has a lot more options. 8A is a tracking teleport kick that gives a combo if the opponent fails to tech roll. It hits the opponent back when both characters are facing the same direction. Making it a great anti-K&J tool that covers both RK&J and LK&J and potentially gives a combo. If the opponent does tech roll, you may get a dirty charge 4B setup. It's also really good at catching jumping back turn opponent when the opponent is lower to the ground. However, being a tracking teleport attack means that it's really punishable on whiff, and it can be sidestepped on reaction if the opponent is looking out for it. The only follow-up it has is 5BBB, but it's safe on block by itself. "6A is Konoha Senpu, and it's not really a move that you want to use in neutral, because it's really unsafe on block and whiff. It's a really good combo ender that is also in some strings, and gives a really high launch to the wall for a super follow-up. 4A is a counter with fast start up, where a guy teleports behind the opponent with no recovery, and 5A can usually hit the opponent right away. "2A is Konoha Leppu, and it's Guy's only high crush, but a decent one. It's safe on block, and you can combo after with 5B without Y cancelling. Y cancelling gives you more time and you can combo with 5A. Even though it's safe, keep in mind that after it's blocked, Guy is minus, and if both players start mashing 5B after, Guy will always lose even with his fastest 5B. Also, the high crush frame doesn't start immediately in the startup, so you gotta use this move preemptively if you're expecting to high crush the opponent. Running B and running A are both not really good options since they are both so unsafe on block. But if you want to use one to punish something at long distance, running B is your better option because you can combo after it if you Y cancel. Jump B is a universal dive kick that can be punished with throw on block. You can combo after it with 5A with or without Y canceling. Like any dive kick, after the opponent LK&Js and if they mash immediately, you can jump up and do the dive kick to punish them. Jump A is similar to the universal aerial arcane J, where it slams the opponent to the ground and can be followed up with 5B if the opponent doesn't tech roll. And like Gate A, it can set up a charge 4B if the opponent does tech roll. It can challenge opponents in the air. Jump back JA is also a good way to draw from pressure and throw out as a defensive move. It's really plus a block, and near the wall it can even give you a 50-50 between 5B and throw. However, if you spam this move too much, the opponent will sidestep it when they see you in the air, and the landing recovery of the move isn't too good and can be punished. Also, when it's blocked in the air, the opponent recovers really fast on the ground, so you have to look out for that. Guy has a 5Y throw and a 2Y throw, and both of them throw the opponent high up into the air for follow-up combos. The only difference is that 5Y does just a tiny little bit more damage and 2Y switches side. After 5Y, if the opponent has a lot of meter and you expect the K and J, you can mix up jump forward JA and jump forward do nothing. It's kinda safe against K and J, and if the JA hits, the opponent can choose to tech roll or not. If they tech roll, you can wake up super. Or you can charge your 4B immediately and potentially guard break. Especially when the opponent rolls to your back near the wall, you'll have plenty of time to be ready for it, and Guy will most likely turn around when you release the 4B. If the opponent is scared of the setup and chooses to not tech roll, you can do the normal JA follow-ups. Both 5X and 2X are cinematic supers. This one is 5X. Which is a stupid hug that looks really funny. And this one is 2X. Which is just Guy's version of Omoterenge. 2X does more damage and hits upward, so it's easy to follow up after 8BA near the wall and your ideal combo ender. 5X has a lot more range and hits downward, so it's much better for wake up supers, and sometimes it's too far away for 2X to connect during a combo, so 5X can do the job even though it doesn't deal as much damage. Also, 5X leaves the opponent closer after for better OP. 4X is Guy's gate, and unlike Lee, he can only use it once per round with a cost of 50% meter. It's invincible from start up and safe on block with a pushback, so it's great as an get off me move. But it's unsafe on whiff and the opponent can bait it. After activating, Guy doesn't gain new moves but only gets more damage on every move. Without the gate, Guy already does pretty good damage, so I wouldn't open the gate just for the damage like Lee, but I'll save it as a defensive option. Guy has a lot of freedom in combos. 5-ABAY will be your main combo filler. You can add in some j.BY or BBY or 8B here and there, but I'd say just stick to 5-ABAY and 5-BBAY first. You can do this loop up to 3 times in a combo before you have to get to the ender. Mainly 8BA, which gives so much lift now, so it's really good for super follow up or more 8BA juggle near the wall. Or if it's less than 7 or 8 hit, you can lay into Konoha Senpu with strings like 5BBB 6A, or just Y cancel into 6A for a lot of wall carry and super follow up. Five ABAAA gives slightly more damage and has better middle build than 5-ABAY 8BA. But it doesn't give as much lift and isn't as flexible. The following will be for certain situations when you want to end with a super. If you don't want to end with a super, obviously your combos can go longer if you expect the opponent to not K&J. If you are trying to bait the K&J at any point on the ground when you are doing the 5-ABAY loops, you can Y cancel any hit and turn around 5B or throw or just 8A. When the opponent has exactly 0 meter, here are the combos I do without gate. Keep in mind that if the first hit is a counter hit, it'll do more damage and give more meter, so you will have to modify your combo, but it will be difficult to recognize right away. The 2x only works when you hit the 8BA and both you and the opponent are near a wall. Sometimes, if it's too far away, you have to go for 5x or just give up on the super. It's not really worth learning the Just Frame Super in my opinion, because it has a 2-frame window which is really hard, especially online, and Guy has a lot more ways to connect the super. When the opponent has 25% meter, here are the combos I do. When the opponent has 0 meter and Guy has gate, here are the combos I do. When the opponent has 25% meter and Gai has gauge, basically all you can do is exactly one string and have to super immediately. Overall, Gai is a strong character that rewards really simple mind game between a fast jab and a throw, and can be deadly when he knocks the opponent down. He doesn't have good block strings, but he relies on stagger pressure between 5BB and longer strings. Some moves or strings will most likely get punished if you guess wrong, but he has a lot of health to compensate for that. In a tournament when you can pick stages, I'd always recommend the smallest octagon stages for the best juggle opportunities and easiest chart for Oki, like this one. If you like the character's gameplay or just like him in the show, or just like funny characters in fighting games like I do, definitely give him a try. That's it for the guide. Thank you for watching.